Primary storage is named this way as it is perhaps the most important kind of storage for the computer system. The central processing unit interacts directly with this storage. One major type of primary storage is RAM. This is the main circuit board, commonly called the motherboard, of a desktop PC. All computers have a motherboard to which all the computer's hardware is connected in some way, either directly or through a cable or port. On this side, you can see some of the ports you may be familiar with if you have ever seen the back of a desktop PC. Some of these ports can be found on laptops as well. This part, located right here, is the computer system's central processing unit. Commonly referred to as the brain of the computer, it is responsible for the job of transforming data into information, or more simply, it processes the data. The processor in most desktop PCs are covered by a metal conductor called a heatsink and a fan to keep it cool. This is a stick of random access memory, or RAM. The RAM works hand in hand with the central processing unit in getting instructions or data processed. Let's see how. The RAM of a computer system normally sits directly onto the motherboard, often in close proximity to the CPU. This is necessary because of the job that the RAM does. The RAM is responsible for temporarily holding data and instructions that the CPU has to process in a short period of time, and also for temporarily holding information that the processor has finished with and needs to send out to more permanent storage or to be output for the user. An easy example is doing office work or studying at a desk. If you are going to study, then you most probably will bring to your desk or table all of the things you need in order to have a successful study session. So on your desk will be your textbooks, notebook, pens and pencils, highlighters, probably your laptop, and even a snack. The desk will hold all of the inputs required for you to study successfully without having to get up each time to fetch something from your cupboard or book bag. RAM does the same job for the CPU as the desk does for you. The instructions that the CPU processes will be coming from many different locations farther away. It will take too much time for the processor to go and fetch data each time it needs it. Therefore, RAM will fetch and hold millions of instructions that the processor needs in the sequence that it needs it. When the processor is finished with one set, RAM then feeds it the next. This is a computer's hard drive. This is where all of the programs installed on your computer are stored. This includes programs such as your games or your computer system's operating system, example, Windows or Mac OS. The hard drive in a desktop PC is connected to the motherboard by a long cable. In order for your computer to start working, the first set of instructions that the processor will receive will be the computer's operating system. The operating system is broken up into its individual instructions, and the RAM will begin to feed these instructions to the central processing unit. This process of beginning to pass on the operating system's instructions to the processor is known as booting or booting up. So as you see, RAM plays a very important role in the processing of data by the CPU.